Good evening. Since we have only a few minutes, exactly about 15 minutes, sometimes in 15 minutes you can say very important things. And in reality, you don't need a lot of time to explain something, that has a lot of meaning, okay? Because usually when you take a lot of time, you add words and words and words. But any good message can be delivered in, I think, less than 3 to 5 minutes. Huh? So, there's one question is that what's happening right now, because now we're in a special time, and I'm talking about what time of the year. So that Hashem, another week and a half, 2 weeks, huh? We're starting to do the sichot, and then we know there's a whole pattern of things we have to do, which is first slichot, and then Bezat Hashem we'll get to Rosh Hashanah, and then from Rosh Hashanah we'll get to Kippur, and from Kippur we'll get to Sukkot, and Sukkot we'll get to Shemini Chag Atzeret. There's all these patterns of times, more important happenings that come back every year, and it's important to know exactly why. It's good to know how to do it, like we usually know the halachot, what to do and when, but what is the purpose? And as it's written in Pirkei Avot, in En Da'at and Chokhmah, and Chokhmah and Da'at, which means there's no knowledge if there's no Bechokhmah, how we call it, say Chokhmah in English, to be wise.
Understanding?
And more than understanding. Chokhmah is to have, you can say it's to have understanding, but to have understanding, wisdom. Voilà, this is exactly more like it's wisdom, which means there's no, if there's en da'at and chokhmah, which means, and if there's no knowledge, there's no wisdom. But it also says, if there's no wisdom, if there's no knowledge. So what does that mean exactly? I mean, first of all, is to know, to have the wisdom to understand where you are, because this is wisdom. What is the difference between a smart person or a knowledgeable person and a non-knowledgeable? A knowledgeable person knows what he's doing in anything, okay? Whether he's an accountant or whether he's a rab or whether he's whatever, right? A knowledgeable person, has wisdom, he knows what he's doing. So to have a wisdom, you need the knowledge. So, you have to know, okay? Or else you don't have any, you don't understand the purpose, okay? And when you have no purpose, okay? Now the opposite is also true, which means even if you're a wise person, but you don't have the knowledge of what you're doing, okay? This also has no value. So you gotta have these two things. You gotta have the knowledge, and you gotta have the wisdom, as you have to have the wisdom, and you gotta have the knowledge. Which means what? In where we're going now in these times, when we say knowledge, it means we have to know what you're doing. Why we do selichot? What's the purpose of the selichot? What's going to happen in Rosh Hashanah? Huh? What's the prayers about? What do we do? What's, we call this Yamim Noraim. What does that mean, Yamim Noraim? What happens on the first night of Rosh Hashanah? On the first day, on the second night, on the second day? Huh? What's happening? And some people might say, well, that's the answer. Well, what does that mean? Well, we do what we have to do. No. Hashem doesn't want any people that act like robots and do not understand what they're doing. He doesn't like that. I'm saying, okay? Hashem wants us to have knowledge. Hashem, chonen adat. Okay, that we say every day. Okay, I mean he wants to give us the that, the bounty to give us this that. But some people, even if they say that 3 times a day, they don't really know. They don't want the that. They don't want to know. No, don't tell me about what's happening on Rosh Hashanah, please. It's already takes a lot of time, and to come and to go and to, and we don't want this that. Okay, this one. And some other people say, I'd like to understand. So I would like to have the dat, but I don't know how to get this knowledge. Books, courses, they don't know how to get it. Okay. So this one. So we see there's the knowledge that brings to the wisdom, and then the wisdom brings to the knowledge. Now, what is the most important of the two? What would you say? It's wisdom or knowledge? Wisdom. Why? Because if you don't have wisdom, you won't seek the knowledge. You can have a knowledge, okay, but then also if you don't have the wisdom, you don't really understand. Okay, we're here. So, which means that when we're talking about Rosh Hashanah and Kippur and Sukkot and everything, a lot of things are happening. When I mean a lot of things, not a lot of things that we're doing, I mean a lot of things happening up there, okay? I mean, Rosh Hashanah, Yamim Noraim, they're not Yamim Noraim just to fear these days. You also have to know that what's happening is Nora. In Hebrew, when we say Nora, like it's extraordinary. Huh? So when we learn the Kabbalah, we learn the Zohar, this is the purpose of this knowledge. The purpose of this knowledge is not how to do it, what you have to do and what type of prayer and all that. The purpose of learning the Kabbalah and the Zohar is that it puts you in the position that you have the wisdom to understand what you're doing. And then once you have you know how to do this, also that brings you the wisdom of understanding what it's all about. Do you understand the subtlety of the two things? It's very different. Okay, so to give you just an idea what I mean by wisdom and what I mean by knowledge and by wisdom is knowledge first is to understand that we don't do anything without a purpose. It's not minhagim. We don't come and do prayers and open the siddur and do the shachit and this because we have to do it because it's a minhag. No, there's a reason why we do everything. What we do in the first day of Rosh Hashanah is almost not completely, it's very different from the second day of Rosh Hashanah. You might say, okay, but what do we do Rosh Hashanah? What's the purpose of Rosh Hashanah? You know what's the purpose of Rosh Hashanah? What's happening in Rosh Hashanah? Huh?
Crown Hashem.
What?
Crown Hashem.
To crown Hashem?
Yeah.
No.
Declaring Hashem the king.
To declare or to crown?
We are declaring Hashem the king.
Not really.
Yom Adin.
No. See, Yom Adin. It's Yom Adin. But what does that mean, Yom Adin? Okay, so I'll tell you just briefly, okay, so you understand what I'm... That's what I want to say, but I mean, how did the Kabbalah explain that? You have to know that in every Chag, in every time that important that comes back during the year, okay, whatever made this time exist comes again. What does that mean? For example, if we're talking about Pesach, okay, the night of Pesach, okay, what's happening? What happened the night of Pesach when we went out of Egypt comes back again. What does that mean? Comes back again? We're not going out of Egypt, right? I mean, my salon. No, that means what Hashem did, and the miracle that He did, and the energies that He brought when we went out of Egypt was extraordinary. Comes back every year. Okay. Now, Rosh Hashanah is the creation of the world and the creation of Adam Arishon. Okay. This is what happened in Rosh Hashanah. We're saying Rosh Hashanah, Adam Arishon came to be. We'll say, okay, so which means Hashem created the world. Now, okay, what does that mean created the world? That means when He created the world, He brought in what we call the justice, which is din. That means before what we say Adam Rishon took the fruit, which is not the fruit, but he took the knowledge. Okay, there was everything was good, but what caused the Hashem to bring din in this world is because Adam and Rishon and Chava ate the fruit. Now, of course, we know it's not the fruit, and they did not eat anything. Okay, they tasted something. It's all, spiritual things, not took an apple and ate an apple because Hashem is not that bichlal. Okay, and so when they did that, and Hashem did not want them to know about what we call Etz Atov ve'ara. I mean, he did not want them to know. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, between tov and ra. That he didn't want to. He wanted them to know that there's choices. He wanted them to. He wanted them to be just tov, which means just the dat. Okay, that's it. No, not to bring any negative things in the world. So you have to choose. You have to think. You have to be educated. You know, he did not want that. Okay, now when they did and they chose, and the question is, really, did they choose just because it was a mistake, or they knew exactly what they were doing? Which means, don't forget, when we're talking about the Adam Rishon and Chava, we're not talking about normal people. Hashem created them, with His hands. Okay, He's the Father. Huh? So some say that they chose because they wanted to have free choice in the world. They did not want to be here and get everything the way they wanted. So they said, no, okay, we want to earn. So they choose that. So what's happening is that when this whole thing happened, Hashem brought Din in the world, rigor, which was not before. So what's happening in Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah, every year, Din comes back, exactly the same Din, which everybody is judged, and the people are going, each one after the other, and they're going up, and they're being judged again. Okay, this is what you did, this is what you get. You're going to live, you're going to die, you're going to be sick, you're going to be healthy. They judge, really judge. Everybody goes, and we say it in the prayer, right? So when we come to Rosh Hashanah, and most people they don't have this wisdom and this knowledge we're talking about, what they do, Shana Tova, Happy New Year. In reality, there's nothing to do with that. It's not. It's not 31st of December, when the Goyim, they say, well, Happy New Year, we're starting the New Year. It's not that. When you go in the first day of Rosh Hashanah, we're going in the day of judgment, which means the whole creation comes back to what it was when Adam Rishon and Chava chose the knowledge, okay? And then we are judged. And then from this first day or the second day, with the sounding of the shofar, okay, we'll go back and we judge, and this is what's going to happen, okay? But Rosh Hashanah is only the beginning of the cycle. This is what's the wisdom, what people don't know, okay? Because the Rosh Hashanah, you did it today, you finished, then you're on Yom Kippur. Then Yom Kippur and then you Sukkot. No, it's a whole continuum, it's the same thing. Which means first you are judged on the 2 first days of Rosh Hashanah, okay? And after the judgment, okay, you have a few days to come back to do Teshuvah. And these days you have until Yom Kippur. And when you get to Yom Kippur, okay, there's what happened in those 10 days, okay, you have 2 days of Hashanah, then you have 7 days in the 1 day of Kippur, okay? This, you get to be judged one more time, okay, which means you will decide what's going to happen. Now, when I'm saying it very easy and very, simple, but this is just judgment. The whole world is judged, and also the whole nature, the whole thing is rejuvenates one more time, okay? And us, the Jews, we have a very important part in that. I mean, Rosh Hashanah is not just for the Jews; it's for the whole nature. Everything comes back, okay? So I'm not getting into the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah I'll tell you exactly what's happening with the Sefirot, the Parsufim, that there's no what we call Zivug, and Yechud Shabechu V'Shchinte, from Rosh Hashanah up, okay? Because the whole days, starting Rosh Hashanah until Shemini Aseret, is a repair, a tikkun. We have to go from Yom Adin, where there's no unification between Shabechu and Shchinte, and we have to build back this relationship, okay, which is Kippur, brings, because first what we call they are back to back, Ke'achor ba'achor. After the Yom Kippur is what's called the Nesira. Nesira, that means they get not attached anymore, they get separate, and then they come face to face. And then between Kippur and Sukkot, and every day of Sukkot, then we're going to make them come together, and this is also the purpose of the Sukkah, the purpose of the Lulav. That's also wisdom. What's happening when you go like that, It doesn't have anything to do with Rosh Hashanah. I mean, it's something completely different. That's what 99.9% of people think. It's completely wrong. It's not. There's no wisdom. Because what you're doing is what you started in Rosh Hashanah. See, the cycle of the being in Rosh Hashanah, Achor be'achor, and starting to repair, to do this tikkun, is going to end when you're going to do the lulav, when you are going to be in the sukkah, akafot, okay, and the Shemini Chag Atzeret, which is the day of Simchat Torah, is the day that everything come back together. So you see, this is a continuum. What's happening in Shemini Chag Atzeret? We started in the first day of Rosh Hashanah. So this is Da'at and wisdom, which is the Chokhmah, the Da'at. Hashem wants us to have this. I mean, he doesn't give it like that. Okay, he does not. Okay, some people have a merit to understand these things. Some people don't. Some people go all their lives, most of the people, and they have no idea. They have no idea what's happening. Now some say, I met some people who say, well, you know what, it's okay with me. You know, I'll come to the synagogue. There's already a lot. People don't even come to the synagogue. So when they compare themselves to the people that don't do anything, and they say, I'm satisfied with that. This is no רק לא דעת, אבל זה לא חוכמה. I mean, they don't have the wisdom. Wisdom is to know. Now this wisdom has to come with knowledge. And this knowledge, what is important to realize now, is not given like this. It's not a freebie. You know what is a freebie? A cadeau. Not. It's like that's why it says, first, you have to realize, which is the wisdom. You have to say, listen, I want to know. I want to know what's happening. Where am I going? I don't want to be like every year exactly the same thing. I want to know. And the second thing, for this, you need to have the chokhmah. And then even if you have the chokhmah, Hashem has to give you the chokhmah that will make you understand. You understand what I'm saying? Which means it's not just you decide and you have it. No.
What did Bina come to this equation?
The difference between the Chokhmah and Bina is the Chokhmah is the overall knowledge, okay, and the Bina is what we call the linear knowledge, okay, which we normally you're going to have you're going to know about the whole wisdom, like overall wisdom, and then the Bina is that you know the difference. That's why the Bina is on the left side. Like you have on the right side, you have all the sefirot, that is the, like Chokhmah, like Chesed, like Netzach. Whatever is in the left is the Gevurah, and the Gevurah is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's so like exactly your question. You can say the Chokhmah is to know what's happening, and Bina is to know exactly how. You see, like how it's happening. I'm telling you 2 minutes, but to tell the truth, you want to understand what's happening in Rosh Hashanah and Kippur and this is not in 18 minutes. This is not days, not weeks. It's years of learning. Years and years and years, because we have the knowledge of everything, how it happens. What's happening on the first day, what's happening on the day, and all these things build up. It's a chokhmah. Now, you guys that have been lucky enough to be here right now and hear this, okay? You got to have the chokhmah to say, okay, whatever he said, it's not me. I'm not talking from. It's not my opinion. I want to have chokhmah. It's enough already. That's it. Now I'm going to take a decision that this year, from Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot, I'm going to try to find out as much as I can of what is happening and where I'm going. And the extraordinary thing is that when you think like that, Hashem opens the doors. Okay, which means in the Kabbalah we said le'erad betata. I mean, you have awakening from the bottom. It's the only way that you're going to have awakening from the top and get something. Okay, Hashem le'olam. Amen.